What's going on, people? CP3, live from the lab. Week 7, Victory Monday, Dallas week. Redskins defeat the Cowboys 20 to 17 on a missed field goal, 52-yard field goal after a 5-yard penalty for snap infraction on the ensuing field goal. That could only be the crazy ending of a Redskins Cowboys rivalry. But before we move forward, I got to get this out of the way. Not say out of the way, but we all know about the passing of Rich Chandler this past week. He, Redskins beat writer for 12 years. He actually, helped inspire me to get out here doing my thing. I had a couple of Twitter conversations with him back in the day when I was writing more. And he influenced me and inspired me to do more and to start a show like this and to do things like this. So I know the team wanted to win this one for Rich, so I'm glad that they were able to do that. I'm going to give a quick moment of silence and prayers to his family and hope they get through this rough time. So, appreciate all the love. Hail to the Redskins. This victory for Rich. All right, let's get back on to happier notes. Redskins victory beat Dallas after getting swept by them 2 years in a row. Nail biter came down to the end. As always, we all know that the games this year are going to be nail biters, so we might as well get used to it. The defense balled out once again, controlled the pace of the game, got a turnover when needed. Bend but don't break. I know everybody was, upset. They let the Cowboys get down there and get the chance to tie the game, but for 2 weeks in a row, the defense stood up. Wind was the MVP on that play because we all heard about the wind swirling. If you live in the DMV, you felt what that wind was like today. And when the kick went up after that 5-yard penalty, I had a feeling that it could miss. And that joint clanked off the upright, and that was the most beautiful sound in the world. That doink. I was ready for overtime. So, hey, I'll take that victory. I'll take that bounce. And the Redskins are 4-2 in first place in the division. And let's get to some of your comments. Appreciate y'all tuning in, chiming in as always. What's up, John? What's up, Matt? What's up, Mark? Yeah, it was a crazy game. Brian, what's going on? Hey, Robbie, if you get a chance, come on. I know you said you got some running around to do, but appreciate you sharing it. What's up? Let's see who else on there. Ryan? Yeah, live from the lab, baby. You know what it is. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? Yeah, Don, that was a very entertaining game. There's been some good games on all around the league. I've been watching all the games today, and there's been some damn good ones. But this was a classic Redskins Cowboys rivalry. The defense stepped up big time, held Zeke to one of his lowest totals ever. Last year he ran all over the defense. Those Alabama boys did their thing. The defensive line stood up. They, for the most part, contained Dak. Gave up the one, long touchdown, but for the most part, the defense held their own. That's what it's all about. Matt said he's happy for the rest of the week. We can get nuked and still have a smile on his face. Hey, man, you don't want to joke about that with North Korea and everything that's going on. It would be the perfect ending, the Redskins finally, show up and beat the Cowboys all of a sudden, and now we got nuclear war. They'll blame the Redskins for that. You know that for sure. Let's see. Eddie said it was a close game. Could have gone either way. Yeah, no doubt, Eddie. Eddie's a Cowboy fan, talking trash, all respectful. But I knew it was going to be a good game. I knew it was going to be a tight game. I was hoping the Redskins would be on top. Got to give shout out to Jay. Game plan for the most part. Stuck with the run. AP had 20 carries, 97 yards. Couldn't get that 100, but, he stuck with the run. He didn't give up on it even when it wasn't producing. And he allowed the offensive line to, enforce their will for the most part on that Dallas defense. As you heard Tony Romo, for the first time listening to him, he's not really that bad of a commentator. So I mean, but he broke it down. That's the first time he saw an offensive line handle Dallas front seven like that for a stretch of time. And for the most part, the offensive line did their thing. Laval's first game back, he missed the beat a little bit, but for the most part, he did his thing. And I'm very critical of Sean, but for his first game back, he played pretty well. Don says she's having a stroke. Well, Redskins, yeah, you got to take your medication and make sure you get your cardio in because you never know what type of game it's going to be until the end, and it's going to be a nail biter. What's going on, Sherry? Yeah, I think I might got a couple more gray hairs in my beard too. I got to shave anyway, so I think I might have got a couple more too. Said Jay sucked again. Nah, I mean, I was having a conversation, and some of the red zone plays folks were questioning, but remember, a couple of them were open. They just didn't execute them, so you really can't, fault them. Third quarter for some reason we haven't been able to score, but they moved the ball and put up yards and just didn't get any scores. So I mean, like you said, I'm critical of Jay. I'm not his biggest fan, but everybody claims that I hate him. I'm going to give him credit when credit is due, and I'm not going to be as critical as everybody say that I am. I'm still going to, criticize. I wish we'd have, stuck with the 2 and 3 tight end set, try to do some play action out of that. But he, wide receivers, didn't have healthy wide receivers. Josh Dobson played pretty well for a stretch in the second half. 3 catches, 42 yards. But, like I said, there was missed opportunities on that side of the ball. But with backup wide receivers and the way Dallas defense has been playing, I pretty much expected that. I wanted to see more Jordan Reed. He had 3 catches, but they pretty much, with Jalen Smith, he can cover Jordan, one-on-one with a safety over top. Well, that's not one-on-one, but you know what I'm saying. What's up, Eric? I know you got something to say. I'm waiting to hear what you got to say. I already saw you starting already. Eddie said he about when he hit the post. Hey, when I heard that clank, man, but remember, there's been so many crazy endings to this rivalry, It really doesn't even surprised me that it ended that way. I was ready for overtime, but I saw that joint curling, and I knew the wind was blowing. I was like, it got a chance. It got a chance. And that joint said clank. And it got a chance to get a Redskins win. First in the NFC East 4-2. Everybody else is under 500. So for Week 7, nobody predicted this. I don't even think I predicted this. But the Redskins are in first place. Looking pretty good right now. Still some things to work out, but they in first place. You can't complain, but I know some folks are going to find a way to complain. Let's see. Eric said, great result with poor execution. Lucky to escape with a W. Hey, I said it once and I say it again. I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. Finding ways to win. Against the Colts, they could have found a way to win. They didn't. Against the Saints, now they didn't really have a chance in that game, but this game they did. Last week they could have folded and let Carolina, find a way to win, and they found a way to get them off the field. Same way with this one. I mean, every inch counts. That snap infraction, that 5 yards cost them the game, because if it was 5 yards shorter, it wouldn't have had a chance to hook and hit the upright. It's a game of inches, man. I mean, everything counts, man. Everything counts. Slim said Jay needs to change up his play calling every time in the second and 1, they would run. Then when they should take a deep shot. Yeah, he does need to switch up. He is predictable. That's what I liked about last week's game plan against Carolina. They were using formations that we hadn't seen before and that the other defense hadn't seen before, with the Maurice Harris lining up back in the pistol and, shifting the guys in different positions. We didn't see none of that this week. That's the one thing that make me scratch my head about Jay. Stuff that works in one week, he goes away from it the following week. I just don't get it. But he's the head coach. They got a victory. I can't really question it if it worked. If it didn't, I'm going to say something. Mark want to know about the player Alex. This wasn't one of his better games. He missed some wide open targets, as I mentioned, in the red zone especially. And I don't know if Dallas was doing some things that threw him off, or the constant pressure that Dallas was getting had him rattled. But, yeah, he wasn't at his best today, but he didn't turn the ball over. He got a touchdown. He was set 12 for 22, 162 yards, and 1 touchdown with a 93.4 quarterback rating. You really can't be mad at that. I mean, could have got touchdowns instead of field goals, and it wouldn't have been a nail biter like it was, but like we said, that's pretty much Redskins football. We know what it is. Let's see. Don says, how come there's been so many tied games? Been watching since the 70s, not seen this. Well, you can always chalk it up to, the competition in the league is stepping up. Teams are playing better, even though they have bad records. There's a lot of parity in the league. You hear that, but teams are built the same, just like the Redskins and the Cowboys. They're built to run the ball get big chunk plays on play action when it's open, and play solid defense. That's most of the teams in the NFL right now. It's just some teams are better at it than others. And then when it comes to the game, it's a game of inches, it's a game of momentum, and it's a game of making the play when it's there. You got those 50-50 balls and 50-50 plays that determines the outcome of a game. And, you know, it's coming down to the wire most of these games because these teams are competitive. Both teams get paid to play, and both teams are good. So even though their record might suck, you know, and they play bad at times, but they do have some good plays and good times on the field when they're doing well. And sometimes it depends on the competition. Like when teams are playing the Eagles, they're going to give them their best because they're the Super Bowl champion. They're going to want to show that they can, you know, try to beat the Super Bowl champion. So it's all about, you know, competition sometimes. Yeah, Michael Floyd, yeah, that was a big catch, you know. They said that he was going to be more active. He had to learn the playbook. You know, he was a free agent coming off the street, and Jay's playbook is pretty intricate, so sometimes it takes folks a little bit longer to pick things up. So he was in there, he made a big, what was that, a third down catch. So everybody takes different times to get used to things, but when you get on the field, you can contribute. It's a win-win for everybody, and that play was huge. AP beasted, yeah, I wish he'd have got that 100, but I wish he'd have got that touchdown in the red zone, but you know, he did his thing. To be 33 years old, he still look like he's fresh out of college when he get that burst, that little jump cut. He hit that joint like somebody hit the juke stick on a Madden. That should be crazy. Don said homo suck. I mean, he wasn't biased. He was, okay, I'll put it like this. He was better than Chris Collinsworth. Now, I know you can't argue with that. Johnny says one was a miss-up catch, but I think using them could be good. Trying to think who he's talking about. You got to clarify that, Johnny. Not sure who you was talking about. Oh, yeah, they definitely did a nice job on Elliott. Like you heard Romo say during the broadcast, Elliott has ran over the Redskins his whole career whenever he's played this, 4 games? So it was about time that the Redskins was able to stop him or at least slow him down for him not to dictate the pace of the game. Did it make Dak look, you know, better because, you know, they was dedicated to stopping the run? Yeah, he was able to make plays with his feet. He was able to, you know, get some plays, like I said, that deep ball, that on that double move that the rookie Strowman, you know, bid on. But folks was asking who was Strowman. Well, you heard Dunbar was out. Next man up. Strowman played decent, got burnt on a play, but he's a rookie. Rookie's going to make mistakes. But next man up, for the most part, he made some good plays. He made some bad plays, but the team won. He got some experience. Move on to next week after they enjoy the victory Monday. Let's see. Terry said he would like to ask Smith, do you make a move on your woman when she is in a bad mood? He would say no. Then I would say, oh, no, you understand timing. Hey, man, it's a fast-paced game. It happens real quick. We sitting back in the TV watching it, and we see it in slow-mo, and we see it over and over again. And like, oh, we should have did that. When you got 6'3", 350-pound dudes buzzing by you and trying to get to you, you know, sometimes you make mistakes, man. I mean, he's only human, man. He's not even, nobody got a joystick controlling him, man. You know, people make mistakes, Terry. It happens, man. John says some folks would gripe, but Alex, despite not great play, didn't have the key late game turnover that would have been used to. Yep, good ugly win. Yeah, that has been a history with this team. Fight, get all the way down to the other end, and get a turnover to end the game. Redskins lose. So that's what I say. I mean, we can always find things to talk about. I always say could have did better, but it was a win. Yeah, Dotson showed up a bit. Yeah, I want to see more, man. He has the skills, he has the potential. He just got to put it on the field, and it just ain't clicking yet. Hopefully, him and Alex can gain some chemistry and start getting some things going. Yeah, I know, Mark. Red Zone. That's been my keys to victory for the last 3 weeks, man. And you know they haven't been as effective as they need to be, but the last 2 weeks they've been effective enough to win. So. Like I said, as long as it's in a win, I'm not going to complain. When it's a loss, you know I'm going to talk about it. Johnny said he felt like the attitude on D has changed since the Saints. Oh, yeah, definitely. They were embarrassed that Monday night. That was national television. just the fact that they had the whole ceremony and everything with them on the field, yeah, they felt embarrassed in the performance they put on the field. So especially after a bye week, so yeah, they definitely had to man up because you heard the talk all off season. You heard it all season about how they wanted to be better and be top defense and all this and that, but they didn't show it. So the last 2 weeks, they say it's time to put up a shut up, and they went out there and put up 2 weeks in a row. Let's see. Mark said the last red zone down on the 2 was pathetic. Yeah, like I said, we can beat a dead horse over and over again with Jay's red zone play calling, but I mean, it is what it is. We got to learn to, until they hashtag Bill Callahan for OC, which I've been suggesting for almost a season and a half, until he gets more control over the play calling, we're going to see the same thing. I mean, last week I believe you saw Bill Callahan's touch on that game with the pistol formation and some of the things that he did in Nebraska and some of the things he did in Oakland when he was the head coach. So, but as I've always said and I've always reported, as I've heard from my insiders, Jay is an egomaniac. He doesn't like anyone that has more knowledge than him having control over the team. That's just what I hear. That's just what I tell you. And from my perspective, that's what I see. You ask me, and I tell you. I don't hate Jay. I'm just telling you what I feel and what I hear. Mark Moore says no damn Bailey. Yeah, they might be thinking about that, but a couple of weeks ago that dude won a game for him. So who knows, man? Yeah, Johnny, I'm glad it wasn't overtime either. My stomach was starting to turn a little bit. If they had found a way to come back from a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, I definitely didn't want to hear about that. But like I say, the win was the MVP on this play because, damn it, it damn sure made it hit that upright. And as always, if anybody wants to jump on, feel free to invite yourself. I'll bring you on. I'll read your comments and your questions. But if you got any comments, anything you want to talk about, I know it's Dallas week. I know, folks might want to get some stuff off of their chest. Feel free to come on, man. I'm sitting here just chilling in the lab. Got the post game on. I'm getting ready for Sunday night football. Just chilling. I see Robbie just perfect time. And as soon as I say that, Rob comes on. Let's say, Kendra, what's up, Kendra? Yeah, clank, clank. Man was a nice little thud. That's fight. That's fight. What's up, next? What's going on? What's going on tonight, man? Going tonight, man. Classic.
Definitely. I'm picking up dinner, but I wanted to quickly just jump on and say that I enjoyed this post game. I've been repping 91 all day. I'm happy to see that he showed up. What a great play that he made. I think it was the play of the game because it definitely changed momentum in that game. And even though we only won by a field goal, that touchdown obviously was crucial. We probably would have lost that game without that play. So a questionable call on the holding play to get it, but there's so many times where there's so many holding calls that don't go our way, so I'll take it. And
What's unquestionable?
Yeah, okay, but how often does it not get called, right? So yeah, it's a miracle. So I'll take it. I'll take the play in the end. It was a great play. I'm excited to break that down. The DC United huge victory to make the playoffs. The Caps have had an up and down week. We'll talk about that. And the Wizards had a rough start to their season. So we'll break all that down tomorrow, which I'm excited about. And we also have 2 pregame shows because both the Wizards and the Capitals play at 10 o'clock tomorrow as well. So we'll preview both of those games in addition. But I just want to say hail to the Redskins and big victory over Dallas. And I'm looking forward to breaking it down more with you tomorrow.
All right, man. Robbie. I'll wrap till you later. For the show.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
All right, later. All right, let's see. Johnny says Kerrigan and Smith on that play. About time. Yeah, it's definitely about time. They got the defensive pressure that's finally get, loose on those ends. But it comes down to those 2 Alabama boys containing the pocket up the middle so that can't step up. So he had to try to retreat through the sides, and he ran right into Kerrigan or Smith. So it's definitely a great game plan. It's definitely effective defense. I mean, DJ Swearge out there, ball hawking out there, playing on a run, being up there, and Zeke grilled the whole time. I mean, Zeke didn't get loose. He had, 11 carries for 13 yards in the first half? I mean, They said that was his lowest, second lowest career total in the first half of it in his career. Defense did that. They stepped up. They wanted to, they still got to make up for that Saints game. So it was definitely good to see. I love defense, so I was sitting here loving every minute of it. Mark said we're in good position to make something happen. I mean, it's still early. We had an early bye week. We still got some injuries, still got some things to work out. Second half scoring is still a problem. Defense had another blown coverage, still got to work on. Had an injury to Moreau, got to see what's going on with him. Dunbar still ain't healthy. So, don't let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Got to take it, step by step, week by week, play the team that's in front of him, and pray that Jay has an effective game plan every week, because that's all we can do at this point. Mark said we finally getting some breaks. Yeah, we have been getting some breaks lately. It's definitely good to see that, because for a long time the Redskins weren't getting any breaks. Like the football guys was laughing at them and just like toying with them. Like, yeah, the most craziest things would happen at the most ill opportune times, and it would just get ugly and ridiculous. Let's see. Mark said he did stick with the run. Yeah, he definitely did. I take my hat off. AP had 20 rushes. Perrine came in, got a couple of touches. I hope he can get back in the lineup and get some more touches going. I think he can definitely be an attribute to this running game. The refs, I mean, hey, for the most part, this was one of the better referee games that I've seen on the Redskins game most seasons. So I really ain't going to complain. They called what was out there for the most part. Yeah, they called the holding. So, I mean, the Redskins only got penalized, I think it was 4 or 5 times. So the Redskins definitely played more discipline, because last week they had, I believe, 9 penalties. So it's definitely, good to see that they're learning and starting to play better as a team and not making mental errors, false starts, and, holding calls at the ill opportune time, even they did have 2. One of them won a 22-yard rush by Peterson that on Sprinkle, which kind of sucked, but you can't get caught holding, you can't hold. Let's see. Don said, how long has it been since you leave the division at this point? I'm thinking you might got to go back to the RG3 season, 2012. I'm not sure. I don't really keep records like that. Robbie could probably tell me more to that. Let's see. Can't stand him at all. You're right. You think? I'm not sure. Tell you what's going on, Troll Queen. Yeah, I wanted to get a chance to holler at you yesterday. Yesterday was a busy day. If you get a chance, man, come on. Cowboys fan. She's a sports junkie, trash talker, troll queen. If you're in Redskins groups or you Redskins fan, I know most of you probably know who I'm talking about, because she's a true Cowboys fan. I can't be mad at her. Mark said he's waiting for Elliott to break one, but it didn't happen. Yeah, you always got to be wary of that dude, because he looked like he bottled up, then he'll make a move, and next thing you know, he run a little Ewok running by himself. So, yeah, they did a hell of a job holding him down. I think he had, like, 50 or 60 yards. So, hey, it was a defense, Greg Minuski. When he got hired, when folks was complaining about him, the fact that he was an ex-linebacker and ex-Redskin, I was already on board. I had seen some of his work. And the way their team is drafted and giving him tools in his toolbox to go out there and make an effective defense, I love it. I love every minute of it. I tell you, I ain't gonna troll you. It's all good. I mean, it was a hell of a game. I didn't, honestly, I thought the Redskins would be able to put up some points and it wouldn't even be, a nail biter. But I was impressed by the Cowboys defense. Even with Sean Lee out there, he made some plays. The secondary played better than I expected. The Redskins wide receivers didn't do anything to, stand out. But, without Crowder, Richardson, and Thompson, passing game was limited. So hopefully they'll be healthy for the next matchup, and we'll see where it goes when both teams are, got the full complement of weapons. Yeah, Mark Stroman got burnt on that double move. I mean, he a rookie. Only way you're going to learn is by getting burnt. There is no corner in the league that's not going to get burnt. Holding Zeke to 33 yards is great for y'all. Yeah, Dallas threw for 303 in the L. Damn. Yeah, Zeke, even though I don't really like him, but you got to respect him. Kind of just like the the hoodie and Brady. If you don't like them, you still got to respect them because they do what they do. Yeah, oh, that really is thing us for Thanksgiving. Oh, that's definitely going to be interesting. Tell you, if you get a chance, you might got to do a Facebook Live on Thanksgiving if you're free. That'll be even cooler to do it before the game, man. Let me know. We can talk. You said it's our division to lose now. Oh, I know. Oh, I'll tell you. I already know you covered. You always cover. That's a very valid point, though. There's the Redskins division to lose. Last year they went 1-5 in the division. They got their first, victory in the division in week 7. They got to build on it. Got the Giants coming up. They 1-5, 1-6. For some reason, the Giants always play the Redskins tough. Their games have been closer than their record, so it isn't like they've been getting blown out every game. They've been in close games. They got beat by Carolina on a 63-yard field goal with no time left in the fourth. So, I mean, definitely going to see. It's definitely the Redskins in the Redskins' hands, and it was a tough schedule. And I got to check with Robbie and see what my point of this season, what I had their record at. But 4-2. I think I did have them 11-5 as a total record if they stayed healthy, which was, I know, kind of crazy. But 4-2 right now don't seem too bad. Just say 11-5. Just saying. Not gonna get too far ahead of myself, but it is what it is. What's up, Sandra? Yeah, hell to the Redskins. Let's see, Mark. 2 big divisional games coming up. Yeah, you know it. Robbie says, Robbie Pug, it's not Robbie the co-host, he says, I'm glad that we got the win, but you would think that they would have a spot for that. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too, but like they did with the play that got the sack fumble, they got the touchdown, they were bringing some delayed blitzes and trying to loop them on the outside because the interior of Dallas's line was playing very well. Their tackles were their weakness, so that's what they were doing, the stunts, either delayed in the middle of the line, or they were bringing a late blitzer after everything had developed, which is risky because you can leave yourself exposed, but in essence, that linebacker that's delaying is the spy because if the quarterback takes off, his job is to go get him. But if he stays in the pocket, his job is to blitz, depending on what's going on behind him and around him. Since Zeke was already out and he was covered by number 40, I can't remember his name right now. That gave Kerrigan the green light to blitz. And in Brian Kerrigan fashion, he either gets on the screen, he gets the batted ball, pick 6, or when he gets the sack, he gets the strip fumble also. Preston Smith got the recovery for touchdown, which hopefully, boosts his confidence, being in the right place at the right time. He made a good play on Dak. He got some pressure on the quarterback. I've been waiting for this dude to step up also along with Josh. So hopefully, the momentum for the win, them making some plays in a big game can give them confidence to, keep moving forward. Oh, Don's talking about Kay. Tay cool, man. I know she's a troll, but you got to take it with a grain of salt, man. You got to take the good with the bad. That's why I understand when people get emotional over a football game. We don't have no control over what they're doing, people. They're going to get paid, win, lose, or draw. They're going to be all right after the game is over. They're not going to be emotional and be mad. It's a business to them. So why would we get in our feelings and be on Facebook cussing each other out? If it's funny, it's funny. It's comedy. Relax, people. It's supposed to be for entertainment. It's supposed to relax you, not get your blood pressure up. That's Redskins' job until the game is over. That's their job to get your blood pressure up. Let's see. Josh said did well. Considering didn't have a number 1 or 2 wide receiver at Thompson. Agree. That's what I was saying. The offense looked limited. They were, people complaining as always about Alex not pushing the ball down the field. But we really didn't have any weapons to push the ball down the field that were threats that would make Dallas, change their coverage or shade over. So that's what kind of wiped out Jordan Reed because they didn't have to, when the Redskins had Deshaun Jackson, they had to roll that safety all the time. That's why Jordan Reed would have such big games because he was in one-on-one coverage for the most part. But now they got him double covered. And then Vernon, they had a couple of miscues early in the game. They didn't really go back to it. Sprinkle had a holding call. He missed a touchdown in the end zone when Alex missed through the ball. So, hit or miss. But players stepped up. They didn't necessarily execute when needed, but they did just enough to win the game, as they say, the classic cliche, which I know sucks, but it fits. Mark said, keep it rolling. It got to. He said, I already been down. Your host invited me to get mad at him. Oh, y'all stop going at it, man. Y'all just chill out. I can tell y'all got some animosity. Y'all must know each other for a while. Johnny says, what you think about them, about Amari Cooper? Yeah, I saw it was news that they're interested in him. I didn't, some of the fans were saying they wanted them to pursue him, but I'm kind of concerned with what is his big drop off, from last season to this year. I know Gruden has a different type of offense, but there's been some rumblings about his work habits and his practice habits. I don't know if that's true. That might be one of the Gruden things. For some reason, whenever Gruden goes somewhere, there's always rumblings of something. But I got to look at some of his work. Honestly, I haven't studied him. I got to look at him. I talked to Dujanet. I'll see if he's available for the shoulder bar. He's still dealing with the Hurricane Michael stuff being down in Florida. So, excuse me, if he's able to come on, I'll definitely get some insight from him because we both agreed that the Redskins shouldn't go after him. But I know he'll probably have more insight on him covering the whole NFL, unlike I just covered, what I can cover since we cover so much on Sports on the Hill podcast. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back into Redskins talk. Let's see. Let's see. Them two going at it. Y'all two are hilarious. Oh, Johnny says Robbie needs to turn up. Well, Robbie was on a food run for the family, so he just chimed in real quick. Let's see. Them two. Y'all two are hilarious. I had no idea y'all two knew each other, but I should have known. Johnny says, you know how many yards Zeke had, it doesn't matter. In the Rock voice. Yeah, it was an impressive game, especially the way that he's ran over the Redskins. I was definitely glad to see that. Said, why can't the refs call holding or what a catch is? I mean, they pretty much had it figured out with a catch. I thought, or if you're talking about the interception, I thought the interception was the interception also, because it looked to me that the ball rolled on his hand, but neither here nor there. Or am I getting mixed up in games? I didn't watch so many games today. I might be mixing the play up. So, yeah, the holding calls, when they got the horse collar, they called it this week, but there's been times when Kerrigan has been held up under the neck, and they don't call it, and they standing right there. So, I don't know. I can't explain it. You know how I feel about the refs. I wish they saw more calls, or at least calls for both teams evenly more often. It doesn't happen all the time, but it pretty much was a clean call game today. They made some pretty good calls. They huddled up and made sure they made the right call. So really can't complain. And nothing's going to be perfect, people. So if we're expecting perfection, we're not going to get it. Let's see. Said we need to go to a brain. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, I haven't been to a game in a while, man. It was a stretch. I went to like 15 games in a row, and we lost like all of them I went to, man. So, and then once I started doing my show and started writing, it makes it easier to watch the game from home because I can see more replays. I can go back and look at footage after it, and it makes it easier to do my show and to do my writing. But I might got to get down to the tailgate. I work before the game, so I might take a Sunday off, come down and at least tailgate with some folks. I've been invited a few times just because I work every day. I haven't had a chance to make it out there, but I damn sure will try to get out there and chill with the fans some. I did most of the summer with the Capitals and baseball, but a little bit harder in the wintertime. Yeah, Harvey Clemens. Thanks, Dion. I had a brain fart right there. Let's see. Robbie said he had it at 5-1, which he thought it was crazy, but so far off. Oh, he said I had it at 5-1. Dang. Well, 4-2. Yeah, I'm not too far off, Robbie. So yeah, I thought I was crazy too, but seems like I was right a little bit. Let's see. Mark said you can call it on every play. Oh, holding. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like I say, let's get back to the game. Appreciate all your comments. Appreciate all you tuning in. Like I said, if anybody else wants to join, feel free to invite yourself. I'll bring you on. Any comments you want to have. Special teams. Got to talk about special teams. I made a post a couple of weeks ago that the special teams hadn't done anything to stand out, but they also hadn't done anything to cost the team the game. This week, they made some good plays. Dallas has a quality special teams, and they did some things right. They had good coverage. I don't think they had a penalty on special teams, And just because they missed the field goal, they end the game, that goes credit to special teams also. So, hey, special teams doing their thing. Last year, remember, special teams was a horrible mess. And like I said, normally we only hear about them when they do something bad, but you got to give them credit when they do something good. And this was one of their better games as a unit. So make sure you give, everybody never talks about the special teams unit until they miss a field goal or get a turnover or lose a turnover. Got to give them credit. They've been playing their butt off, too. Let's see. All right, Johnny, we can definitely talk, man. No problem. We definitely hook up. I'm always home. You can slide through. I'll come through your spot. The lab is always open to Redskins fans on game day. All you got to do is hit me up. We rap, come through, bring some brew, watch some football. I got the 3 TVs up, so I got every game on. Got the Red Zone on one TV. Got both the games on from the regular feed. And, I got the Fire Stick and pull some other games in also. Hey, man, it's the lab. It's what we do. Johnny said DJ had a game. Yes, he did. And the funny thing was, I was in a Redskins group and somebody was trolling and saying how, DJ was overrated. It's funny. We just had the conversation now, an hour before game time. No, not 2 hours before game time. And DJ had a game. He always plays well. I was telling my folks, I wish we could have drafted him when he came out, but Houston had the spot in front of the Redskins. They drafted DJ Swearinger. Redskins drafted Ryan Kerrigan. That's just the way it went down. He got, went to Arizona after that. I think he went to Houston for a year. He went to Arizona, I think, then he came here after Arizona. So we had to wait for him. I wanted him here. Had to wait, 6 seasons for him, but now he's a seasoned vet. That's a team leader, vocal leader, goes out there and makes plays on the field and help making our defense more solid and top 5. All right, folks, it's 8:30. I got an early day tomorrow and got to prep for the show tomorrow night starting at 7. As Robbie mentioned earlier, we're going to talk Caps. Going to talk a little bit of Wizards, a little bit of DC United. I'm going to check with DJ, as in Dujane, the other co-host, see if he's going to be available to come on and talk some Redskins football at 8 after our music break. And then whatever else we might get to after that. Last week we went about an hour. Appreciate all the engagement on the show. Appreciate everybody tuning in and chiming in as always. But like I say, anybody wants to come on the show, hit us up. I do my Facebook live feed during the show. Might get a chance to, if somebody wants to come on live on the show, inbox me, we can set it up. That's what Sports on the Hill podcast is about, man. Interactive sports talk. This isn't like that BS on the radio where they, don't know what the hell they're talking about and give you all this BS and not even talking about the real sports. And then give you a quick second to talk about what you want and still don't answer your question. We don't do that here. So feel free to come on the Sports on the Hill podcast. That's what we do. That's why we're here. Not just to talk to you, talk with you. I'm a friendly guy. CP3 Live from the Lab is always a friendly guy. Got beer, got cognac. What more do you need? Just hit me up. Holla at y'all later on. Y'all have a good night. And I know y'all going to be partying and celebrating like myself because it's Victory Monday after Dallas week. What's even better? Even though it's Monday and we got to go to work, it's all good. Just think about it. This could be the beginning of a good week for somebody. The Powerball is up to 1.6 billion. I know I'm going to get my ticket tomorrow. Now, how cool would that be to win the motherfucking Mega Millions when the Redskins beat the Cowboys for first place, 4-2 at week 7? I said 5-1, but 4-2, hey, I can't be mad. But y'all be easy. Appreciate the love and support as always. Make sure you go like and share the page. Let folks know what's going on. Sports on the Hill podcast, Facebook, Sports OTHP on Instagram and Twitter. Go check out our website, sportsothp.com. Check out the accessory and apparel line, Sports OTHP and Apparel and Accessories on Facebook, Sports OTHP Apparel on Instagram, and Sports OTHP Gear on Twitter. Show your love. Go rep Sports on the Hill podcast. Take a picture. We'll post it on our page. I'm working on a commercial now with folks that purchase our stuff to let folks know we appreciate them repping us. We got folks repping us all over the country. Be one of them too. Appreciate it. Love y'all. Talk to y'all tomorrow night. CP3 from the Lab, Sports on the Hill Podcast, True Radio Network. Oh, by the way, start November 7th on Listen Vision. Yes, Listen Vision, the largest internet radio provider in the country. You will find True Radio starting at 9 o'clock. Talking sports, politics, fashion, music. Even have some independent artists coming through from 9 to 10 every Wednesday night. Y'all make sure y'all tune in because I told y'all we changing the game. The movement has begun, people. You might not like us. You might hate us. But it don't matter because you know what? You're going to see us. Because you can't stop the movement, people. The True Radio Network takeover is upon us. Sports OTHP will be a household name soon. Trust me. And I'm out.